Alrighty, I wanted to do a comparison of all of my single TIR flashlights, single lens TIR flashlights, so you can see what the throw's like, what the beam profiles are like. I'll start off with the Sofirn SC18 and on turbo. Really impressive, and for such a little light, you just wouldn't expect that you're able to really make that distance. And I also really like the beam pattern too. Smooth beam, nice brighter section in the center, but it just blends seamlessly with everything else, all the flood. Okay. Coming up next is the Spiraz M4 tactical flashlight. And these lights are all in the highest modes, and you can see this one doesn't throw as far as the SC18, but it has a similar sort of beam profile. Look, it's actually stepped down. So you step down a touch. Let me try to see if I can get it back up to the highest mode again. Yep. It's the highest mode. Yeah, it's interesting. It just steps down a touch automatically by itself, and it does it quite abruptly as well. There's not like a fade or anything like that. It just switches, comes down, so I can turn it up again, and at any point now, there you go, it's brought it down again. Okay, similar sort of beam profile, but just not as throwy. And we're going to look at the Spiraz M4. Okay, and the Spiraz M4 has one of the most impressive, throwy beams I've ever seen. I mean, on a TIR flashlight, it's just because of that circular LED in there. The beam just looks fantastic. It just has the most aesthetically pleasing profile compared to some other TIR throwers. Nice and smooth spill as well. Okay, there's not too much spill, that's the thing. I think a lot of it is still, it's focused right in the center, and yeah, but there is a little bit of spill, enough to get you through seeing about 20 to maybe 30 meters ahead of you. But excellent throw. IF22A, the Sofirn IF22A, and this one has almost a similar beam to the Spiraz M4, but it's larger. Hotspot's larger. I think it's a much more useful hotspot. You do get more light out of it as well. I think that's also due to the battery that I'm using. It's 21700 cell battery in this light. It's got higher draw capacity compared to that Spiraz M4 and the 18350 in there. So it's also able to dissipate heat a little bit better. The IF22A. Okay, and you can see it's producing significantly more flood here on the ground. It's difficult to tell on camera, but look at that. Coming up next is the Lumentop AD01. Okay, and this is the strongest thrower I have, and that's here in the low mode. Let's increase it, medium, high, and turbo. Wow. Yep. Very strong thrower. It's got the CUL PM1 emitter in there, so really optimized for throw. I wonder if they actually put in an NM1 in there, whether it would look any different. You even get a throwier beam with less light. And I prefer the PM1 anyway. The NM1 does, though, look very impressive in the C8. Look at that. There's a good amount of spill on the ground as well, like that. illuminating well into those trees and well into the distance there. Way past that 400 meter mark. Okay. Now we have the AceBeam P16 newcomer, and oops, look at that. P16, and look at that, AceBeam P16. The beam looks a little bit like the IF22A actually. It's got a much smaller profile, the flashlight itself. You can fit it in your pocket with no issues. It still throws a very similar distance. And this one costs probably the most out of all my other TIR flashlights, but it does have tactical functionality. Okay. Lasts a fair while before ramping down as well. You can turn it off and just reactivate that light again, as you can see. Okay, look at that. Amazing.